my friends.
And Johnny, good to keep in touch with the inner child.
It is.
Johnny
Ew.
smokes gas.
No, I was kidding. Do I look tired? I thought I looked good, actually. But I do got a hurt back. I'm not going to lie. My friends, PB Jam is a bedside table poet, a constant learner, an open and mindful man about change.
You look hot to trot.
Thank you, my friend.
Johnny, you're a man
He
of
has
women.
a restless... You know what? I'll read this when he gets on. Because I can't read right now. But guys, I wanted to get PB Jam on because PB Jam was one of the first streamers that I saw really opened up about his struggles with depression and identity issues and all that shit that goes along with mental health. And it really inspired me to
do this interview in person since he lives less than minutes down the road. Lol.
What?
At Shakenut.
Well, I think it's. I'm turning this off because I can't pay attention. Well, here's the thing. Then I got to hang out with him for 2 hours afterwards. And what if I got things to do after this? I obviously look tired. My therapist said I have to keep a sleep schedule. So I'm sorry, but this is just better. Plus, he could very well have corona. We're going to ask him today, actually. But like I said, PB Jam, I find him super inspiring guy, super open about his struggles, and I want to talk to him about it. And hopefully we can get down to the root of things with it. And wait, shake and push, Jono, we're all corona-free. I'm corona-free, yeah, but I didn't want to add another person to my bubble so we can burst the bubble Friday. So, all right, let's head on into the Discord, PB Jam, if you're there. And... let's get ready to fucking party right here and open it up if you're down. Let's do this. Display capture. Switch this on over to here, my friends. Give me 1 second. To do this. Now, I'm putting on calm music in the background. Calming music. I might have to turn it off because DMCA. But that don't matter. Let's do this. I'm going to call him. Boom. And I'm going to take my camera off here. Boom. You guys are going to see my life there. And I'm going to assume my mic's not going to work. 1 second, my friend. I don't think I can hear you. I think I'm going to have to fix the mic. 1 second. Very professional stream here. Default, here we go. That's the problem. Default. Hello, my friend. Nothing. Still can't hear him. Hold up, my friend.
Oh, I know what the problem was.
Oh, I can hear you now.
I was on mute.
I don't know why 1 second. I'm going to restart my camera. There we go. Oh, look, and the angle's right.
Perfect.
PB Jam, thank you so much for coming on, my friend. I hope I haven't
welcome.
scared you with
No, not one bit.
with my chat. Yeah, with my intention here to pick your brain. Oh God.
I'm very okay with that. As long as everyone in the chat knows that I am very uninteresting.
That is not true at all, my friend. 1 second. Where are my fucking notes here? All right, here we go. That is not true at all. I find you very interesting. Like I said, you were the first streamer that was actually open about it. Everybody I find on Twitch has like a persona they put on, and everyone thinks they're happy, but they're not fucking happy. If you're
Right.
a Twitch streamer, you're a psychopath. You're sad and you're alone.
Close to it, yeah. Lonely, yeah, that's
and
a big one.
You're hurt and no sane person. Now, I'm talking about both of us here, but I think we're a little more level-headed than most. But no sane person would put a camera on and say, this is what I want to do for a living.
Right.
Exactly.
I feel like there's definitely some sort of compulsion that gets you there in the first place, whether it's that loneliness or whatever it is, looking for community. Once you're there, the reasons definitely change.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I thought was so cool about your stream, is that you were so open about, like, you're just, I don't know, how do I say this? There's no facade. You tell people straight up how you feel about life, what's going on in your head. La French Mango, by the way, welcome to the community. I know a couple of guys in my community saw your picture and have started to DM you. I apologize about the creeps in this community. I'm trying to work on that. But let's get back to the interview. PB Jam, you describe yourself, and I also agree with this, as a bedside table poet, a constant learner, and open and mindful about change, which I think is important. And we've got more of your bio here, but we're going to talk about that. Bedside table poet. Explain.
I've kind of explored, not really poetry, but just kind of writing my thoughts down on a very regular basis for a while now, wanting to be that poetic mind, and it eventually kind of just like stretched out into actually happening and exploring poetry a bit deeper. So the whole idea of like the bedside table poet is kind of waking up in the morning, writing down a couple thoughts from like a pad of paper next to your bed, and then putting it back in the drawer for another day, and maybe turning it into a poem at some point.
I think that rules. I think there's a stigma around poetry that it's for weak people. Do you get that sometimes? But I love it.
Yeah.
I've seen
it's a lot of the Insta poetry. So it's like Instagram poetry where you get like 2 lines, and I don't mean to put that down because there's definitely something there, but can't really chew on it.
Who's the one girl that from the GTA who's huge? She's like the biggest poet in the world right now.
I just remember the book is called Milk and Honey, I think.
That's exactly that's it. Now my inner girl, my inner 14-year-old girl, which I have a lot of. Which I have inside of me. This sounds weird, but I sometimes read her poetry, and I do like it. But then I also read criticism of her poetry, and I totally get the criticism.
It's I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and I think it's really exciting that she kind of made poetry popular again, or like a little bit cool in a way too.
Gotta give her credit for that,
because poetry has not been cool in a long time.
Like I was saying, it was lame for a while.
Yeah, and so I can thank her for that, but it really does seem a little too surface level for me, at least. I haven't explored it too closely.
Yeah, I hear you. She made poetry cool, but once you get over to a certain threshold, she just made poetry accessible for like hot wanderlust girls that read like Untamed and stuff like that. Those like it's basically the Eat, Pray, Love of this generation kind of.
Hopefully that makes me just look a bit cooler. If I say, "Hey, I'm a poet," then that works for me.
Absolutely. So do you do journaling at all?
That's actually how before I started any of my mental health growth, it kind of started with journaling, and because I've always had this curiosity behind how I'm feeling and if there's something wrong with me, and so I kind of had to explore that with journaling mostly because I didn't have anyone to kind of like have a dialogue with. I didn't know how to talk about it or what questions to ask, so I explored journaling a lot. I don't do it as much anymore though. I really should.
Through my little journey here of self-discovery, everyone kept saying get a journal. Every YouTube, and actually a really nice guy in the chat, he told who I think is like really cool. He's like a music producer. When he messaged me and said, just get a journal and write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. It's hard. It's fucking hard to sit down and write, and you feel like a fraud when you start doing it. But because I'm sure the first pages of this are just like they're like teenage poetry, but it feels good.
It starts to turn into like a fiction of what you want your life to be. Almost, it's just like, you know what? I'm starting to lie. I'm just gonna stop writing.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I lying to myself? Nobody's gonna read this.
Which is then it almost frees you in a way, so you can just go. I also heard in one YouTube video that if you write down, like, I don't know if this is true, but like you can trick your brain. So if you go, I am this person, I am strong, I am in control.
Okay.
Your brain's like, hell, I believe it.
Yeah.
And it starts to build it up.
there's definitely power behind that. Visualization, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to get too secret. You know, The Secret?
No, no.
Oh, that was that big book, the big self-help book where it was like, if you want a bike, just picture a bike and it will come. And this guy made millions and millions of dollars. Like that's the one thing. Me. Yeah, when I was talking to my, I had a meeting with is it a psychoanalyst or a psychologist? A doctor who diagnoses. He said, be aware, don't get too deep into the self-help because there's the charlamans. Is that the word? The liars.
I'm not sure. The pseudo intellectual kind of psychologist. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But let's hop into your bio here because I think and beautiful bio, by the way. You're the only person who sent me a bio and I didn't rewrite it, so I know you're a good writer.
I try. My teachers think otherwise, but I appreciate that.
I will send them a letter. It's going to be misspelled, but I will send. Can I ask you what kind of camera you're using? Because goddamn, you look like a hunk right now.
I've got a Sony Alpha.
Filming an Alpha. A Sony Alpha filming an Alpha. You look amazing. Yes. So what I think is cool about you. Can I ask how old you are? Aren't you like just a few years young? 31
years old. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm 32. What I think is like when you sent me your bio, you were saying, because I'm having some trouble with thinking, I'm behind in life. All that.
God, yeah.
And I didn't realize because I look to you as like a shining light. And in your bio here, you said you had a restless streak of dropping university programs, dedicated over 5 years to carpentry and construction. I can relate with that. And now you've returned to school to pursue your dream of literature and creative writing. I think that's fucking incredible.
It's been really eye-opening, and the challenge of it is what like kind of pushed me to like a breaking point to discover all those mental health issues that I have. And I was kind of like pushing away for so long. So finally, like confronting, why am I dropping out all the time? And then confronting that issue kind of woke me up a bit.
No, I think it's incredible. I think so many people are doing uncreative work and unfulfilling work. And I know this sounds mighty white of us to say that because so many people are forced into certain jobs, but I think there's a lot of people out there who are just just working jobs they hate, even if they're good ones.
Oh God, yeah.
Feeling so unfulfilled, and it sucks that our society wants us to be rich and wants us to have all those things.
But I would like that also, but yeah.
Me too. But I think at the end of the day, even the richest people look and think, God, I wish I was fulfilled. I was creative. Do you think that as well?
Like you said, I felt like so behind all the time because I was always, my life never looked like anyone else's, and it was frustrating. And I did have a lot of the same goals that other people have, and I always felt like I was 4 or 5 years behind. And it wasn't until I started taking care of my mental health that I realized that I'm doing something for myself that people don't ever do. Like my parents are just like, all these questions and health things that you're wrestling with right now and taking care of, people our age in our 60s and upwards are still need to do the work there. And it's it feels fulfilling.
They didn't do the work, and it's being passed on to it's up to people like you to break the cycle because they
a little bit. There's definitely a form of like generational, at least in a family circumstance, generational trauma.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We're dealing with the faults of fathers from way back. My dad actually recently said to me, I think I'm beginning to believe this mental health thing.
Yeah, I actually can't even remember exactly what it was that clicked with me. But I know it was like during one of those Bell Let's Talk kind of months or a week. And it was like the former coach of the Leafs. And he was just talking about what he does to kind of inspire the athletes and everything. And I don't know what he said. I'm gonna have to find the clip. It was on CTV News, and it just clicked with me. I'm like, holy shit, I got to make a doctor's appointment because I am struggling right now.
Wow, that's incredible because I don't know, to the Americans and the French people in the chat, what's up, Mango? Bell here is a phone company, and they started a Let's Talk campaign where they blast, like, for the month, like, everybody, let's talk about mental health. And dude, for the longest time I was like, losers. I was like, they're just monopolizing, like, oh, mental health is not that big of a thing. I'm ashamed that I thought that, but knowing that it even helped, I always say you help one person, you're going to get to heaven. I think I've completely, I feel bad. I fucking yelled at them the other day. I was on the phone with Bell, and I screamed at them. I did apologize.
I hate Bell. Oh my God, with a passion.
They're thieves. They're thieves. But yes, they have helped out a few people. That's crazy. So do you mind if I ask what, do you know what's up with you, or is it just a general?
I have depression. I have anxiety. I treat ADHD, but I don't think I have it. I treat it though, as if I'm diagnosed with it.
No, that's. I think that's really brave that you went and figured it out, because through my research, most young men like us, we're still young, we suffer for 7 years on average without getting help. And that's
it's scary.
Would you say that's close to the number of years you spent suffering, or even longer?
I know I've had anxiety I'm like, thinking in hindsight, it looks like anxiety has always been a part of my life. I remember being a kid in elementary school and feeling sick every morning, like my stomach just so upset, and like not wanting to go to school. And that was like all through elementary school into high school. That was always there, like eating very small breakfasts, just to be able to get to school. And then depression probably came on in high school, and got worse as I went to college, and realized that I was really isolating myself a little too harshly.
Did you do any self-diagnosing or self-medicating, like smoking the dank?
Probably didn't self-medicate until years later. So like, if I were to think that like a triggering experience to my depression was in 2007, it wasn't until like 2011, 2012 that I started like drinking heavily and smoking a lot as well, cannabis, just to escape.
Yeah, exactly. The psychoanalyst that I was talking to today, he said, I don't know why that drug's legal here. It's not good. It's not good. And I'm beginning to believe that. I mean, I wish I could hang out and listen to Bob Marley and chill. But yeah, it's not.
I like to think that I could enjoy it recreationally again someday. But while I'm in school, it's like I can't. It's like the temptation of it is a little too much.
You get it, and then 2 weeks later, you're just like, what the fuck happened? Like, you're just fried. Yeah. Also in my research on depression, there's this one doctor, I forget his name, but he was saying there needs to be like professional trained mental health workers in elementary schools and high schools and offices to recognize the signs that you probably clearly were displaying. I'm sure that, especially you grew up in the 90s, same time as me, I'm sure the parents were just like, or the teachers were like, dude, fucking get your Yelp in the morning, you'll be fine. Or, play with tech decks, you'll be, but there needs to be somebody there to recognize that. And because if you think about it, if you got into some type of preventative care or, some sort of program, and you could have the years of hurt could be saved. Like, I know it's not good to dwell on the past, but it's wild.
I don't reflect on it too much, but back when I was reflecting on it a lot, I had a very jaded view, and I still do, of the education system, because my teachers for sure saw something not wrong with me, but something wrong with how I applied myself. And I was one of those kids where, oh, it's time to take a test. Okay, Jam's going to leave with these 4 other kids. They're going to do a test in a different part of the school, and they're going to take their time, and they're going to get teacher assistants and stuff like that. And I think that was something that like followed me into high school, because I remember one of my English teachers in high school just looking at me a little crooked and just like, this kid is dumb. It's like, I don't think that was the case. I just think I didn't follow instruction the same way everybody else did.
I think I know which bitch you're talking about. Sorry,
she was actually a librarian, and then she was teaching my grade 12 English class for some reason.
If it was the librarian, that she deserves everything coming for her. I know she was. Yeah. She was sassy as a librarian, but so Jam and I we went to the same high school, so we're gonna get into that. But I'm actually glad that the kid in my year released hundreds of crickets on the last day into the library.
Oh my god!
Just ruined her, probably ruined her entire summer. I didn't bully you in high school, did I?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure. I don't think I really started bullying people until university, but I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Yeah, I just want to make sure. I always was nice to. I was always worried someone's gonna come back with an AK.
I don't know. You always seem like a really good, cool guy. You had like you've always been a legend. You had some sort of legend behind you. There were stories about Johnny.
Damn. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Hopefully not the same stories as the fella that showed up at my house the other night. The fugitive, as they call him.
Oh my god.
He showed up at my house.
Jesus.
But you know, these things happen. You know, I never told the cops his name. Bad. When he stole the bulldozer and parked it in front of my house. The police came to me and my dad came to me and said, "We just want to know where the keys are. Give them up." And I said, "My daddy didn't raise no rat."
That's good. It's mighty clean of you.
They just wanted to move that thing out of the way. But yeah, that guy was wild. How much did you fucking hate carpentry and construction?
I kind of liked it for a while. And I just realized that I started getting into it was something I did to punish myself. And even if there were days where I enjoyed it, that wasn't where I was going in the long run. I just remember I had a very depressed year, and I was working in a grocery store. It was like a Vietnamese grocery store, and I did deliveries. Like, you know what? I'm dropping out of school. This is my 3rd time dropping out of school because I'm going to do it. And I'm kind of doing okay with this labor work. What's something I can go into that's just a bunch of labor intensive stuff, and I can just bully my way through life and just like get through it. And so I looked into like firefighting. I looked into construction, and a couple other things. And construction's the one that stuck.
That's so interesting because when I did the same route, I went in with some weird masculinity ideal that I had to be a man and work labor. And did you feel that as well, that it was something?
I don't think it was as much that as it was like I just felt very, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't living up to my own expectations or anyone else's expectations, like academically, and I just thought I'm dumb. That's what it boiled down to, is I was struggling in school and I thought I couldn't do it because I was dumb. And so I'm like, you know what, dumb people do carpentry, so that's where I'm gonna go. And I stay there for a long time. They
make the cash in the long run though. But yeah, I know I know exactly what you're feeling. Hey, you know, Kanye dropped out a few times, and look at him.
There you go. Maybe I'll be the next Kanye.
God damn,
I'll run for president.
Don't you miss the old Kanye? Do you remember when College Dropout came out when we were in high school? God damn.
I don't. I listened to what's it called? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, that was
about the only album that I listened to all the way through.
Mutton says, I don't know if that's a good comparison. You know what's crazy about, so you're an LD kid, right? Learning disabled, like myself?
I probably, I was never told
You never
I
got the
was
testing.
like that. Yeah.
Because so much of like depression is caused by a learning disability, because you do feel a lot of those kids like yourself. I can tell you were one of them as a fellow
Yeah.
brother of the LD clan.
Right.
Clan doesn't sound good, but the brotherhood of the LD is what we'll call it.
Sure. Sure.
You internalize this stuff. You go, I'm dumb because
Oh.
everyone's better than me, and
Yeah.
you're lucky you made it out alive, man, because a lot of people with LDs, they end up doing antisocial behavior, and a lot of them end up in prison.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, even when I was starting to push myself into doing like labor intensive stuff, I always had like this really loud voice in my head that I was doing the wrong thing, dropping out and quitting. Like like it was always just like a heartbreaking decision to walk away from my goals. And all those years I worked in carpentry, I wanted to go back to school, and I was thinking, you know, when am I going to be able to go back to school? When am I going to be able to give this a shot? And I eventually just like, yeah, pulled the trigger on it.
I have to push this guy. I always said, welcome to the show, Jam. Thank God you're not a convict. She's very smart, so she always corrects me on things here. I just want to say, being a convict isn't the end of your life. As Kanye said, you can still be whoever you want to be, to his brothers on the yard. That's a quote from On God. But yes, push. I shouldn't have said it that way. And I say free. I say free them all, baby, and get them into mental health institutions.
Yeah.
That's what I definitely say. I always said that in the first cage too. I said, I'm not making fun of. There's a few people we got to lock up forever, the Paul Bernardos of the world. But who's our new serial killer?
Williams.
Russell Williams, sir, the Honorable. I think he
Colonel.
lost. I think he lost his stripes.
Yeah. I don't think he was knighted or anything, but
No.
he definitely has some royal affiliations.
He definitely does. He flew the Queen around. Yeah. So we've got a lot of good serial killers here in Canada, and we also had the other guy who from the cat killer, the don't fuck with
Oh
cats.
yeah. I
his-
forget his name.
his name.
And then the most recent one was north of our location, and he was running amok in the gay village in Toronto. I forget his name too.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just recently coming to justice now.
He was a dirty man. Actually, my friend, he lived. Remember they caught him. So they caught this guy.
Yeah.
They had him under surveillance. He'd bring like gay immigrant men who were like had to hide it from their family, so there wouldn't
Yeah.
like be a trace. They watched him go into my friend's apartment with this other hot gay immigrant guy, and then they were like, all right, send in the cops, and they found him tied to the bed. He was ready to
Holy
rip him
crap.
up. Yeah, that guy was, and he looked like Santa too. He's my least favorite of all the serial killers from Canada.
Yeah.
He prayed for years, and the police didn't care. Yeah, the cops didn't seem to really care. Push says the community had to have someone with a lot of money and power to push the cops. Yeah, you got to really push these cops to do shit around here in this country. They're just like everyone else. They want to clock in the at the end of the day and go home and yell at their wife. But we don't have to get into that.
Pretty much.
How did we get on to fucking
There's a
serial
lot of
killers?
I mean, police, they need mental health training as well.
Yeah.
100%.
I think that should be like a prerequisite.
Definitely.
You
Because
ever
there's
thought
a lot
about-
of systemic problems there, a lot of systemic trauma of that occupation for sure.
I don't think I'll ever be an intellectual because I can barely pronounce the word systemic. But it's a-
Systematic.
There you go. You ever thought about killing anyone?
Yeah. I mean, not killing, but like really harming for sure.
Yeah. I've thought about like
Yeah.
breaking people's legs before. I met a guy in Cuba, nice guy, French guy, and he told me he had anger issues, and he said a guy stole a skateboard one time, so he went and he got the skateboard back, broke both of his legs, and said, now you can't use it.
Wow.
And he went to jail. But nice guy, carpenter actually.
See, there's a train of thought there.
Exactly. So at what was the breaking point that said I'm gonna go do creative writing?
for creative writing, it was something that it was like one of those first things that people appreciated from me when I was in high school, where I did like a 5th year of high school. I took a creative writing course and I took it seriously, and the class liked what I wrote, and it just kind of felt good, being appreciated that way, I guess, for the first time, like on that like intellectual level, I guess, where it's like, hey, they wrote something and it sounds good, and theoretically it's good, and wow, look at that.
Is
He's
there?
not dumb after all.
Well, I don't think you're dumb at all, my friend. Do you
No,
do
I
you
know.
have do you publish anything on like do you got a website or anything, or is this
I
just for
have
yourself?
not published a thing. I submitted a portfolio for a class I was doing in creative writing, and that's about it. It's all very what do you call it? Adolescent.
I don't believe that. I think that's in your head, my friend. Hey,
It might be in my head, but there's definitely some for me to be able to be happy with it completely. I want to refine it a bit.
what do I have to do to get one poem from you tonight?
One poem. I can do a poem.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's do something in a little bit because Push wants to know who's Jam's style icon and your favorite celebrity growing up.
My style icon. I don't know if I have a style icon, but I follow Wall Street Journal. I love that magazine. I love the photography in it. What else?
Is that a style
Time
magazine?
magazine. Not so much, but I follow the Instagram, and it's just always nice
Fashionable.
aesthetic stuff. I follow a lot of architecture stuff too. I don't think I have an icon though. Oh, a lot of people comment how I look younger than I am, and
Yeah, you look soft too.
what's
Like your
his name?
skin looks
Evan. Damn.
firmage.
British actor. He's in his 50s. His name's Evan. He does theater. I'll say he's my style icon. forget his
Everyone in
last
England
name.
does theater. They're forced to do it as kids. They're all too smart over there.
Real Sophie.
Real softies. Jono hitting on Jam. Jam not noticing. Well, yeah, you didn't even notice. You do look incredibly young. Maybe that's the secret to youth is learning disabilities.
Maybe.
Because we're just stuck
Just
at
like forever a child, yeah.
you were just stuck at an 8th grade reading level. But I think you're.
I remember hearing, I don't think it was real or it's true at all, but I remember reading or hearing that when you go through therapy,
just killed the bug.
it ages you. And so I was like, well, maybe like there is like something there and it's preventing me from aging, like just mentally. And I was worried that then I got anxious, like, oh, if I start revealing all my problems, then maybe I'm finally going to turn into an old man or something.
Maybe you heard it wrong and they said it Asians you because you did work at a Vietnamese restaurant.
I did.
That's Push. This guy always not gonna like that one.
Right.
That's it. Actually, it's interesting because Push told me I had like a realization recently through therapy, and it like shook me for like 3 days. Like I felt like she was telling me that you have these realizations and you feel amazing, and then like your core, like your foundation is like destroyed for the next couple days.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on if you can grow from it or not.
Exactly. Hey, it turns out I'm not bipolar. Or it turns out I'm not borderline.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't think you were.
A lot of people didn't. You know what? A lot of people were telling me I don't really think you're as nuts as you've been led on to believe. I think it takes two to tango. But what do you use for skincare? I gotta ask, my friend, because you are glowing.
I just started getting into skincare like
Hell
this
yeah!
month.
This month? Welcome, my friend.
Yeah, just like since the beginning of October. I always used moisturizer or whatever, but now I'm doing the Q10 coenzyme and the hyaluronic acid and all that stuff.
Oh damn! So you're going heavy.
yeah,
That's good. That's good.
not all the time. I forget about it constantly, but
Oh, I do
Every
it
once
every
in a while.
morning. Yeah, but I used to get the expensive stuff, but I've just switched to Nivea, and it seems to be working
Nice.
for me. But yeah, you look
I
extraordinary.
use what my mom uses.
Actually, yeah,
That's my secret.
it's funny. That's how I got it. My mom took me to Shoppers and just
Yeah.
what got me all the dragon's blood. is 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 what the original one was. How close are you to graduating? You said you're near it?
I'll be honest, school is my biggest trigger when it comes to anxiety.
Yeah.
And that's something I work through all the time. And I've always tried to answer that question of when I'm going to finish, and I always get it wrong, and then I end up feeling worse.
Oh,
So I'm at a
don't say
point in my
it.
life where it's just like, it's going to be done when it's done, because I don't have an answer for that.
Exactly.
I'm hoping soon. I'm hoping before 2021.
What
but
is
it
this
might not be.
this time constraint?
Yeah, exactly.
What your life is your life. You can, if it takes you, you should be learning constantly.
I know that I've been on and off in post-secondary education since 2008. So it's been 12 years. And I've got a 1-year certificate, which was like a construction course. That's it. And I'm working on a 3-year degree, but everything else was just like pick up courses, getting into school, doing a semester, dropping out, getting into school, doing a year, dropping out. So
Oh no, that's pretty standard. The
yeah,
Van Wilder
I feel okay
effect
about
is-
it though.
Yeah, don't worry about it at all. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not.
What like it honestly, the race is with yourself. So why stress it out? Why
I
get
agree.
stressed? Oh, they're still talking about skin in the I really like your weightlifting streams. You're getting jacked, my friend.
I don't think I am, but I am starting to see some differences. I'm trying to lose weight, but I'm gaining weight actually. I gained like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it's like a good weight gain and not just the 2 pints of ice cream I had Sunday and Monday.
Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sunday night, because I don't know if anybody can tell, but I've got a cold. And so on Sunday, I'm like, I'm going to get myself ice cream because my throat hurts. And it was on sale 2 for $10. So
deadly,
that was
deadly.
a no-brainer for me.
What'd you
Yeah.
get?
Ben and Jerry's, non-dairy, peanut butter and cookie. And the cookie is not cookie dough. It's like Oreo chunks. And the peanut butter is literally just peanut butter in the pint. So it's just like hard peanut butter, but it's like a nice salty
Oh
sweet
my! Fuck me
combination.
sideways and call me Lebo, because that.
I pick that one all the time.
What is this no dairy stuff though? Nugs was or Drunk Bench. I can't call her Nugs. Nobody knows her as Nugs anymore, but the OGs do. She was rocking no dairy. How does that make sense?
It's all made from almonds,
Oh,
almond milk, or some sort of almond cream. I'm not sure.
nice. All right.
Yeah.
Nut cream. When I was younger, nut
cream,
cream,
yeah.
means something completely different. We're the same age though, so. Was that the legend behind me? Nut cream?
I mean, not you, but I did hear a rumor circling your circle, people in your circle, and nut cream. Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. I was like,
Some
well, here we
icy
go.
hot. I think it was icy hot.
Oh, we used
On
to
the
put
nut.
rub. We used to put rub A535 on our balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that.
But that we were young when we did that. I remember the day we said it's too much. I remember we went to a field and we took the one jar of rub A535 and we said an end of an era and we threw it. But we got quite popular. It became like a party trick.
I think, yeah, I remember hearing about a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, well, I
I
remember a
think
lady
I
even did it
didn't
once.
even sound that weird,
It burned
except
though.
for it being a shared experience. I think is a bit.
It was weird. It was weird. It all happened. My friend, he was in his parents' bedroom, and that's where his computer was. I'm not going to say names. You can probably figure it out. But he said, "Hey, this looks like nice lube. It's nice and blue." And he started to go, and he said it felt amazing. But then immediately the pain.
Immediately does not.
And he ran to the bathroom. He started crying, and he rubbed it in his eyes by mistake. So now he's blind. And the worst thing is if you splash water on it, it's like getting even more lava on your
Oh,
cock.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how he
didn't know that.
discovered it. And then it became like a thing like, hey, you're going to fucking hang out with us, dude. You got to put this on your
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was like
It wasn't an initiation, but
What
it
do
was
you
more
call
like
it?
you
Yeah,
got
like
if you're initiation sounds rapey, like
yeah.
like frat boy, but it was more just like, hey, do you want to
meter.
see? Yeah, like we hadn't found drugs yet So we needed to get as close to the, like, I was the same kid who
Right.
used to choke myself in grade 6 just to get that 1 second of oxygen.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah,
High.
I remember kids doing that. I don't know. I've always been a goody. But I remember that. That was actually that stuff scared the hell out of me.
Yeah,
Watching kids do that.
yeah,
One girl like had a seizure or something
oh yeah,
after they did it.
I think I told her how to do it. No, that's not true. I didn't do it. But yeah, that's so funny you brought up the Rub 8535 because that was a lot of fun.
You brought it up.
Well, yeah,
I
that
was
is
just
true.
confirming it. Just confirming
Damn,
it.
I'm glad that's a good rumor to have. That's a good rumor to have. Better than the hockey boys at the Garden.
Oh my God.
That is, I still think the police should investigate. But wait, they want more stories. They want more stories.
Well, the one that I remember first hearing about Johnny, I was going into high school. It was probably like first few days in grade 9, and Johnny's a year ahead of me. I was in a band. He's in a band. I was a bassist. He's a bassist. And just hearing legendary stories about Johnny in a rock band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got our band fucking sucked. But I just did it to meet girls. I was kind of a poser. But
I met no girls through it.
oh yeah?
Our band was much nerdier, or we were nerdy, and the music was not popular.
You did
no matter
70s
how
music.
good it was.
You did 70s music, right?
Yeah, it was like 70s music.
Yeah, you
And
did
we
like
did, like,
actual art music and
Our
stuff.
own music, and it was like 70s inspired, so it did not hit.
Yeah, I was doing like Taking Back Sunday covers because it
Oh, yeah,
titillated
that's
the
amazing.
masses. Yeah, and I'm not
Yeah,
even embarrassed by it. Looking back, I'm like, well, if it was the 80s, we would have been doing, or the late 80s, we'd have been doing Poison covers.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Johnny playing an instrument. I learned the bare minimum.
Milk Boy wants me to tell it. He wants me to tell the story I heard. I probably heard it from Milk Boy.
What?
That
How bad is this here? I have a career.
It's not bad at all. It's like your band's on stage, and it's time for Johnny to show his stuff. It's bass solo time, and how you're playing the bass and your string breaks. One of the strings break, but you held it in place and finished the solo.
That's the story?
That's the story.
Damn, I thought it was going to be cooler. But that is cool, I guess. Johnny, why does the whole neighborhood smell like laundry? I have no idea these fucking stories. I have no idea these stories. What? Oh my God, there's someone in the chat knows the band.
Jesus. Jeff's Hot No Fee.
What's cooler than Icy Hot? That's the boy we were talking about before, right? That's the man.
Yeah.
So I don't want to dox him. But wait, do I have any cool stories? I remember girls used to hang around us and maybe give us hand jobs. And
I didn't get any.
They called themselves the groupies. And,
Oh my God.
yeah, they came over to the house one day. They said, "Can we be your groupies?" And they all whacked us off. But they just whacked me off. Actually, no, everyone else was too scared. But years later, like recently, somebody posted a picture from our youth, and some girl commented and say, "Hey, I know that guy. He used to be my groupie." And I had to look at the
You
picture.
were her groupie?
Yeah, and I was like, "Excuse me, is this the story we're gonna tell? You weren't out there fingering the bass, holding the string together. Now, you were a great supporter of the band, and I will always remember you, kind lady. But I think it's funny that I never told anyone that she was the groupie,
Right.
but I think it's interesting the way people, save face, which I think she should have been proud.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, we're young, we're free, our hands are made for touching.
They're made for jacking.
These hands are made for jacking. Good times. I'm trying to think of any. Why would everything smell like laundry? Does that remind?
Is he talking like right now at this very minute?
Milk Boy's in the chat right now. DM me who later. Come on, you know who she is. Come on, she was everybody's groupie. They wrote a movie about her, Almost Famous.
Oh,
Do you still
Penny
play it?
Lane.
Penny Lane. Penny Lane, more like it. Do Do you still play music, or was that just to touch boobs in high
Very,
school?
very little. I've got a guitar sitting over there. I almost never pick it up. I still have my old bass. But yeah, I don't play much guitar. I miss it.
Yeah. Do you know why
How about
Jam
you?
likes playing guitar so much? No, wait, I'm not gonna tell that joke. That's a stupid joke. The fingering minor jokes, but that's a stupid.
Okay.
That's a classic. Whatever. Um, Johnny lives down the street. Yes, I know I live down the street from you, my friend. But it's Corona season.
It is.
It smells of rich laundry. I don't know what. I just don't know what he's saying. Trying to think of some more
Don't
funny high
bother.
school stories. Were you there when we stole all the porno VHSs from Simon's convenience store?
No.
Do you know Simon's convenience store? You know he got caught importing Chinese bear gallbladders through that
Oh
place,
my-
eh? And his
That's
father,
disgusting.
because I guess Chinese people eat them and whack off, and it's a big industry. It makes you horny. Apparently, we don't do that here. We just do old
Okay.
fashioned
What is it
Viagra.
called? Not a placebo, but
Aphrodisiac.
yeah,
right?
an aphrodisiac. Yeah.
I think I said it wrong.
Like
Aphrodisiac.
eating the penis of a predator animal, like a tiger or something.
Yeah, yeah. If anyone
Yeah.
wants to eat a predator's penis, DM me. So his dad took the blame.
Really?
His dad, I believe, died in prison.
No way. That's so rough.
And I
feel
almost
bad for
feel
him,
bad
man.
for him, but he accused me of shoplifting once when I was a boy, and I was so scared. I was just tying my shoe. So
Damn.
that's karma.
There you go.
You scare a little boy, then your father goes to prison for your crimes of importing bear gallbladders. This is a fun town to live in, eh?
It's got stories. It's so small. It's just, you hear about everything.
They're fucked up stories. We can keep going. Let me think of one more. I think of a good one. Just the good old days of throwing, full pop bottles at cars. The first time I graffitied on against a wall, I was with my friend Drew, and it was right by my house in front of an abandoned building. And I was so scared. I was like shaking because I was cautious. Even though I did all these bad things, I was so scared all the time. My parents were crazy. And he went up and and I was so scared. And he wrote, you know what he wrote?
Your name?
He wrote Drew. I said, we're gonna get fucking caught, dude. My mom walks down here this alleyway to get to mass every Sunday.
I think I know what you're talking about then.
What's your favorite color, Jam?
My favorite color right now, yellow. I like yellow.
Are you influenced by what you're seeing?
Yes, definitely. No, I don't know. Just something feeling sunny, warm.
Hell yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Milk Boy's trying to give me prompts for stories, but I don't fucking remember the mannequin thief.
We did have you were probably away at school, but we had a mannequin thief. He stole mannequins out of the storefronts of the businesses downtown.
Oh, probably to whack off onto.
Yeah, something weird like
Hey,
that.
do you know why we're probably so fucked up? Because our guidance counselor was crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's
I don't want to say names, but last I
I
heard,
think
he's in
that-
China. He disappeared.
oh him. Yeah.
Nice guy.
I mean, yeah. Just I've realized that I've spent a lot of time re-parenting myself, I guess is the phrase, is the psychological term. And that's something that a lot of older people should be doing right now too.
We're lucky that
This
all
guy
the boomer teachers.
needs a dad. He needs a dad. He needs to be his own dad. He needs to find out, what he's going through and how to work through that.
I went to Europe with him, and it was so cool because we're 15, we're in Hungary, and the minute we land, I'm like, let's go to the fucking convenience store right now and get a bunch of booze, and he caught us, and but he's not the smartest guy. He's just a guidance counselor, right? So he came into the room and he's like, listen, I have a bunch of bread here for you. Now, sometimes when you eat bread, too much of it, you get sick. the cure is to eat more bread. And all of us were just like, what the fuck is he talking about? All he was trying to do was, if you drink too much booze, eat this bread and don't get me in trouble.
Right.
But he could not form a proper analogy. So we're just like, are we supposed to keep drinking? Like, but funny guy, nice guy.
Yeah, he helped me a few times.
Jeff just said,
probably not great, but
we have a guidance counselor.
I know.
Maybe don't come to this absolutely epic party that no one else can come to. Do you remember Ashley on George Street?
Ashley on George Street.
Yeah, she was hot. She's a stripper now, I think. I remember they trashed her fucking their house. She had a party and it was one of those
I heard
ones,
about that.
Yeah. I remember seeing.
I don't know who Ashley is, but I did hear about a party or a house getting absolutely trashed.
Yeah.
On George Street.
And I remember my friend was sitting there with a full, he had 3 things of eggs and sitting in the backyard. There's hundreds of people around. He's just hucking them at the house. And then the crazy thing is the guy worked for the Canadian spy agency, and someone stole his fucking briefcase. And then so the feds got involved.
That's got to be a falsification. That doesn't sound real.
Or something. I remember some documents went missing. Remember that guy? He's dead now. Had a heart attack. Nice guy. He was always topless, even in the wintertime.
That could be anybody in Bell.
La province, the beautiful province of Quebec, where we live.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, listen, we should get into some. I sorry, this just became into a chat about growing up. When I actually do love your stream. I love your workout streams. Let's get a poem. Let's get this back.
A poem.
Let's get this back.
Any poem or a poem of mine.
No, a poem of yours, obviously. I don't want to hear any.
I'll bring it up. I'll get my my Google Drive open.
I wrote a poem once. Grandpa worked hard. The lawn outlived him.
I remember you telling that on
That's
stream.
my favorite poem. My favorite poem.
I need my tea.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to read the one that everybody likes. I'm sorry.
You can do that one.
Shaken's probably saying, oh, he's going to read that one that we all like, and no, I'm not. I'm going to go back to all that trauma I experienced through construction. And I'm going to read something about construction. So, this is a poem that I wrote reflecting on all those days of escaping with cannabis and just trying to forget my day of work. And so it turned into this poem as a summary. It's called North on Perth Road at 4 a.m. It was an hour's drive before the heat had strength enough to beat back the windshield's frost. The sleep in the eye, white vignette to the expanse of flooded snow. A heavy blanket on this lazy roller, lost but tightly bound by the working memory of sinew and bone. Too stubborn to notice the stony corona of light bending beyond the eastern cliffs, anchored against the swell of day, lest the flame of captured dreams will vanish. Cold, the body glowed in its wanting, a rosy ember in a dying fire. Smoke was solace then, puffs of hope from prescribed burns of old growth. The lungs would choke in it. Listen to the body talk. Watch the palms push out their splinters slowly over time, and learn not to be a martyr for such a small violence as failure. There is more than this narrow winter road, and the time to find it is eternal.
Wow, my friend. Holy fuck, you just summed up every cold drive to the job site. The splinters line just... I don't know if you haven't worked construction on a freezing cold winter's day, I don't think they can truly understand the gravity of that. That was actually really good, my friend. Oh, I'm
Thank
actually
you.
shocked.
Yeah, you kind of have to. Maybe you have to work labor to really feel it, but yeah.
I can't believe I tried to impress you with my fucking three-liner before, and then
I
you
like
dropped that
yours.
bomb. That was incredible. Mine sounds like that girl from Rupa Koopa. What's her name?
Oh,
I'm not
Rupi Kaur.
Ruby Soho. Nice girl. Damn. Yeah, I Rocket actually is feeling that. He knows exactly
Ooh.
what we're feeling. Now I know I've taken this long, but can you give us a little idea of what you're hoping to accomplish with your stream as you continue on?
With my stream. For me, it's just so much fun, and I've met so many great people, and I just want to keep doing it and keep having fun with everybody that I've met, meet more people. And I don't know if I have like a goal yet, but I know that it's something that I'm going to stick with. I'm going to be taking a break soon, unfortunately, but I am coming back, and yeah, I'm going to keep it going for as long as I can.
That rules, my friend. Yeah, taking a break is a good call. This is
I got to
very
do the
draining.
school. I know you asked when I'm going to be done. It's so close that I'm getting more and more anxious the closer I am to finishing it, and I just have to put my life, everything else in my life aside, so I can just get it done and stop worrying already.
I hear you,
Who's
my
my
friend.
favorite streamer? Myself. No, I'm just
Hell
kidding.
yeah, hell yeah. I hear you.
I don't know. I love coming to Johnny's stream. Who else do I love? Where do I
John
spend the
Finch.
most time? Probably here.
Probably Bricks.
Disco stream.
Oh yeah,
I
Discos
have
for sure.
I have some friends outside of the community that I love hanging out with too. One of them's probably streaming right now. Suni's probably streaming.
Nice. Well, let's rate them then, my friend, because we've gone past the hour mark, and
Let me see if they're up then.
but I do want to say thanks for coming on here and sharing your wisdom and your poems, and I really do. I do really look up to your style of streaming. I think it's amazing how open you are and how accessible you are, and how when it comes especially to mental health. And I know as someone who's suffered from it, and ideas of masculinity have gotten in the way of me getting help, so I think I wish I had found an outlet like yours much earlier in my life. I think things could have turned out differently for me, but so I thank you, dude, and you fucking rule, my friend.
I'm always happy to talk about it. If you or anyone ever wants like specifics, like techniques that I've done, I'm always open to talking about them. A lot of it's cognitive behavioral therapy. I've done some EMDR, which is just like taking traumatic experiences and reprocessing them, altering your perception of them.
I thought you said EDM, and I was like, yeah, listening to Deadmau5.
Yeah, Moby.
Yeah. Well, let's Moby. Well, actually, you know what? I would like to touch onto that more. So let's have you back, my friend, and we'll get in.
Sure.
I know you're into meditation as well, and I'd love to pick your brain about that as well. So let's have you back
kind
on.
of that's like my trifecta of healing is mental health practices, my little mental health toolkit, and then I've got poetry and I've got meditation, and they kind of work together a bit.
Let's fucking get this part 2 going on, my friend. Oh shoot, I'm just trying to get the raid set up. Let's absolutely do that. Well, thank you, my friend. Can we get a booyah in the chat for PB Jam?
Booyah, everybody.
Booyah. Come on, some booyahs.
My friend's name is
Yes. Can you write in the chat and I'll say
Sunim.
What's up, Stoned Up? What Sun Lim. Soon Lim. Okay, perfect. That was me spelling it out. All right, dude. You effing rule. Thank you so much, my friend.
It's Sunim. Noel.
Did I spell that wrong? Okay.
Yeah.
Slowly for me. We're an LD kid together.
SUNIM.
Wait, sorry. SUNI.
I am.
Okay, here we go. Did I spell it right?
Yes.
Okay,
that is
awesome.
her.
Okay, thank you so much, my friend. You rule, dude.